First road game of the season is here in Happy Valley for the Selinsgrove Seals as they'll take on the Bellefonte Red Raiders in a key game early in 5A play. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us here on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. Matt Catrillo, Ray Moyer here with you. Ray, for the Seals coming off their first loss of the year in their first game of the year against Trinity, a 77-52 loss to Trinity last Saturday. It was a tough District 3 opponent, but I think the biggest takeaway from that game is it was a slow start, but as the second half developed, you saw better execution on offense and also on defense too, and you feel like you can maybe bring that momentum here into tonight against the key game against this Bellefonte team.
Yeah, and that's what Coach Kaiser is certainly hoping for tonight, that they can build upon that much better third and fourth quarter against, in my mind, one of the better teams in the state. Watching Trinity on Saturday, they were a fantastic team, and I think it's real important for the Seals to jump out early on the Red Raiders and try to establish an identity. Like what do we do offensively and defensively, and try to figure out, how do we get better from there.
A couple of those things starts with simply just better shooting. A lot of easy shots were missed early on, Ray. Offensively, wanting to make some better free throws as well. All those things can come into play for the Seals to try and make this the first W of the season. Yeah,
and a lot of that goes to Trinity. They have 6'10", 6'7", 6'5" up front, and when you're playing against kids like that changes shots a lot. And tonight they have another 6'8" guy to contest with in Cole Chrisman, who's 6'8" senior for them. The good news for the Seals is the rest of the team is not very tall. So, they should get some points in the paint against these guys tonight.
And looking at this Bellefonte team, they are 0-1 on the year as well, looking for win number 1 on the year. Had a lopsided loss to Central Mountain to begin the season late in the week last week, so they're looking for their first win too. And you feel like both these teams are looking to try to make the all-important improvement from Game 1 to Game 2 as you come into this one here tonight.
Yeah, and again, same thing with, you're right, with Bellefonte. They need to figure out, they had a really tough game, their first game. They got to figure out, what do we do well and what can we do to consistently play better. So, and both teams are searching for their first win, and it should be, on paper, looks like a pretty evenly matched game.
So let's check out our starting lives here tonight. We'll start with the hometown Bellefonte Red Raiders, led by third-year head coach Rick Hall. Luke Fisher gets to start tonight, a 5'9" senior at point guard. Then that'll be number 3. Number 10, Derek Cox, a 5'10" junior guard. Then number 12, Alex Ebeling, a 5'10" senior shooting guard. Doug Corman, number 24, a 6'2" senior power forward. And you mentioned Cole Chrisman, a 6'8" senior. He'll get the start at center tonight, number 33. For the Selinsgrove Seals, led by head coach Justin Kaiser, now in his second season, it'll be Reese Noggle getting the start, the junior for the Seals, number 4. Number 23, Gavin Bastian, the sophomore, who was one of the leading scorers in the loss against Trinity. He will get the start. A lot of that came in the second half. Then Val Barillero gets the start, number 30. He is a senior. Blake Haddon also getting the start, a senior. And Spencer George, another senior, rounding out the starting 5 for the visiting Selinsgrove Seals, who are still looking for their first win of the year after Saturday's 77-52 loss to Trinity. Seals only made 3 3-pointers in the opening game against Trinity, 11 of 19 from the free throw line as well. We will take a break. When we come back, we will get you set for the opening tip-off here from Bellefonte. It's the Red Raiders hosting the Selinsgrove Seals as we continue. This is Seals basketball on SBC Sports Live.
Platinum Central Pennsylvania is celebrating 10 years in the Mid-State, and we're offering 10 cents down for a limited time only. Come see us at any one of our 6 locations in Carlisle, Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Selinsgrove, and the brand new Platinum Hershey. Only 10 cents down. Your show, your flow, just bring the dough. Platinum, baby, we get you done.
The Sunbury Motor Company.
Austin Martin, Kia Elite Sales Consultant, Maranatha Christian School. Amber Wren, certified Hyundai and Lincoln sales consultant, Selinsgrove area high school.
Ian Chakosky, certified Ford sales professional, Mount Carmel and Shamokin area.
Christopher Stengline, Ford certified sales consultant, Selinsgrove area high school.
Tom Mertz, fourth generation owner, Sunbury Motor Company, Shikellamy High School.
A tradition of trust since 1915. A one-of-a-kind experience that you will want to relive time and time again. Isabella Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge. Their team painstakingly focuses on every detail to ensure that every aspect of your experience is truly breathtaking. Whether it's a date night, special occasion, private events, both big and small, from beginning to end, Isabella Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge offers a truly remarkable experience that you and your loved ones will cherish forever. Isabella Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge, Selinsgrove.
Senior Helpers of Sunbury offers a comprehensive suite of programs and services that support aging in place. Our primary goal is to help provide a high quality of life for our clients and their families by delivering customized, dependable, and affordable care. If you or a loved one is interested in learning more about what Senior Helpers can do for you, visit us online, on Facebook, or in person at 39 North 4th Street in Sunbury.
And back courtside here with you in Bellefonte. It is the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. Seals basketball, game 2 of this young season. Both teams looking for their first win of the year. 0-1 for the Seals, 0-1 for Bellefonte. Seals losing to Trinity at home last Saturday, 77-52. Bellefonte with a lopsided loss against Central Mountain here tonight. Matt Catrillo, Ray Moyer here with you. Ray, we always ask the question of someone who's done this 1,000 different times in your career is making these long bus trips and then having to come out here ready to play. How do you handle something like this? It's first time this year for the Seals.
Well, I liked what I saw at the beginning of the game. The Seals got out here very early. They were out warming up 5-10 minutes before Bellefonte even came out on the court, and I think that's one thing. And you got to go through your layups hard and get focused. Like, all right, so everybody's got to be on the same page. So we're not going to do anything by like flying up and down. Like, okay, if they're in man, we're doing this. If they're in zone, we're doing this. So everybody's focused right away, Matt. And defensively, we're doing this. And you just keep pounding it in their head. This is what we're doing. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Talk to each other. Get them going. So the fog of the bus ride and the new gym and all that's gone. Everybody's on the same page. And that's one thing that Justin and Hunter need to do with these guys is get them focused on what they're supposed to be doing.
And on the defensive end, we'll be curious to see, Ray, how things shape up here tonight. We talked about in game 1, there might be a little bit of a change in defensive philosophy. We saw a little bit of that against Trinity, where you might see a little more 2-3 zone as opposed to man-to-man, which is a little bit away from a usual defensive philosophy from Justin Kaiser, and we'll see how that shapes up here tonight, especially as you try to contain the big 6'8" Cole Crispin inside.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of offensive player he is, but I know defensively he'll be changing shots. And what you do when you get against a kid that big is you want to go right at him. You want to make him decide, do I try to block this shot or do I let it go by? And you want to try to get him in foul trouble. And he can't help his team if he's on the bench in foul trouble. So if I'm the Seals, I'm going right at him, pump faking him, trying to get him up in the air, trying to get his body on the bench.
And it'll be Crispin against Val Barillaro to begin the opening tip in front of this small crowd here in Bellefonte.
Seals were pointing up, so it looks like they'll be in man-to-man.
And Crispin wins the opening tip. Off we go here from Happy Valley. Good to have you with us here on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. It is man-to-man defensively for the Seals to start things off. Alex Eberling, top of the key, finds Crispin. They work it all the way around to Derek Cox. Cox has some room to work with, shoots for three, got it. And Bellefonte strikes first.
A good screen by Crispin there to let Cox wide open for the easy three.
First possession of the game now for the Seals. Inside Haddon. Nice bounce pass, work it back around to Noggle. George, that's for three, got it! And a big answer there from Spencer George to tie the game up at 3.
Yeah, Spencer not afraid to shoot that shot. He made one from the exact same spot in the first game in the first quarter and hit a big three to get the Seals on the board.
And that was the first 3 of the season that came from Spencer George in that loss to Trinity, one of just 3 for the Seals, and they get the turnover here. Right back to George. Inside for Barillaro. Corman's working on him. He tries to keep it in bounds. He saves it. George drives, and he's fouled.
Foul is on Alex Eberling, his first. Good job by Spencer. They came running out at him, and he drove right by him and picked up the foul.
You know, that was one thing, another big takeaway from the first game, Ray, is how well the Seals were able to drive and get themselves to the foul line, of course, with 19 attempts, making 11 of those. Spencer George, nice move inside, and it's all number 40 so far for the Seals.
Yeah, good up and under by Spencer there. Got the big guy off balance and able to hit a really nice post move.
George had 11 points, led the Seals in scoring in that opening loss to Trinity. 5 already. Haddon working against Chrisman. And a foul going to be called here on the Seals, so each team with a team foul to start, and that will go against Blake Haddon.
Yeah, they caught Blake on a reach inside there, and Blake's got to be careful. He's foul prone. He needs to, that's his last foul of the half.
He had 2 in the opening quarter, and the loss against Trinity didn't see the floor much the rest of the way in the first half. Now Alex Eberling will reset the offense. That's the pass, kicks it back out to Cox, who has the only points for Bellefonte so far. He really turned it over there.
Yeah, Seals switched to a 2-3 on the inbounds, and Bellefonte's trying to adjust.
Crispin, shot no good. Spencer George with the rebound. That was Crispin's first touch of the ball game. Haddon looks to drive, puts it up, off the mark, and Corman brings the rebound down.
And try to pick and roll there, and Val's got to do a much better job posting better after that ball screen.
There's Crispin again working against Barillaro. Hands it off. Cox has some room to drive, and he ties it up at 5. Cox with all 5 for Bellefonte so far.
George 5 and Cox 5.
3 minutes into this opening quarter. Shake and bake there from Haddon to Barillaro for 3. And Fisher gets the rebound.
Yeah, Val took that 3, which isn't a terrible shot. Nobody came in to rebound. Everybody ran back.
Eberling cross-court pass to Fisher, thinking 3. Holds back. Fisher, good ball movement here from the Red Raiders. Kick it back out. Fisher thinking 3 again. Goes inside to Doug Corman. Back out. Fisher for 3. Got it, and 1.
Yeah, Seals were a little confused on their defense there. Weren't sure what they were doing. It looked like maybe some were playing man, some were playing zone. And Reese talking to Coach Kaiser, he's upset about something defensively.
So now 1 more at the line for Luke Fisher. Noggle will get the foul. And that's good. And Bellefonte back out with their largest lead at 4. And now miscommunication here and a turnover by the Seals. Cox way off there, but Corman's right there for the loose ball, and then he traveled. So the Seals, crisis averted there, and they'll get the ball back.
Yeah, the guards got to come back to the ball. They were both running a fade, and Val kind of just threw it up for a prayer, and nobody answered it.
Now the Seals will try to get reorganized here, trailing by 4.
Big mismatch underneath with the guy playing Blake Haddon.
Yeah, that's against Alex Ebeling, number 12 there. George flips it back across court to Barrilero. Now he'll try inside for Haddon, who again he gets checked from behind by Crispin, and there's foul number 1 on the big man for Bellefonte.
Yeah, Crispin tried to come over and help and hit Blake in the back. The Seals see the mismatch for Haddon, but you got to be patient. Sometimes you have to reverse the ball and let Blake try to seal him on the opposite side.
Haddon was trying to find George. Now he'll get there. George, spin move, double teamed, and he traveled. So another turnover here for the Seals, and a host of subs coming in. Swineford, Paul Hamus all in, and Luke Pietzu in.
Yeah, now Spencer had the right idea. Go at the big man. Right now he's got to worry. He's got 1 foul. Go right at him. He can't really afford to try to block shots right now. 2-2-1 press.
And we saw a little bit of this in game 1 too, which gave Trinity some trouble.
Yeah, it did.
And I would argue also helped the Seals kind of get things going in the second half.
Yeah, sometimes the whole idea of pressing is to get a little transition offense. We'd like to see the Seals do that, not so much rely on their half-court sets.
One thing that's been emphasized so far in the offseason and into a game and a quarter for the Seals. Paul Hamus misses. Pietzu with the offensive board, can't finish. Gets it again, and this time is able to finish. Good hustle there and good effort from Luke Pietzu, the junior, to make it a 2-point game.
Yeah, Luke did a nice job there. Went up strong, got his rebound, and went up again. Good job by Luke.
And I believe that's his first points of the season, as well as he also gets the steal. Now the Seals might have 3-on-2 if they can hurry. Paul Hamus misses there on the pass from Bastian. Now Bellefonte back the other way.
That's what the Seals want to do, though. They want to run and try to get some transition. They came up empty there, but that's the right idea.
Floater by Ebeling is good. And Bellefonte back up 4.
Yeah, it was a tough shot by Ebeling in the floater in the paint there.
And Noggle was trying to look for Paul Hamus, and he turned it over. Bellefonte trying to work back the other way in transition. Crispin, mid-range J is good. And now the largest lead at 6.
Like to see the 6'8" kid out there. That was a nice jump shot by Crispin. But if I'm Coach Kaiser, I don't mind that big kid being all the way out there.
Paul Hamus thinking 3, pulls it back. Swineford almost had it stripped. Bastian, back to Paul Hamus, that's for 3. Rebound again, Luke Pietzu on the offensive board. That's 3 already. 3 in the last 2 possessions, and this will stay with the Seals. Blake Haddon comes back in for the Seals. Ryder Hamilton checks in for Bellefonte. And we have a 35 for Bellefonte. That is Jacob Corman.
Yeah, good hustle by Pietzu to go get another offensive rebound.
And
nice
Bladden,
cut.
yeah, nice inside there for Swineford, but then he lost it. Stripped there by Ebeling.
Yeah, Tyler's got to be a little quicker once he gets the ball down low like that. It was a nice cut, good pass by Blake, but he's got to make a decision much quicker, and he held it, and he got doubled.
Fortunately for the Seals, Bellefonte turns it over as well, so they get it back. Noggle, Haddon with the shot fake there, looking, finds Paul Hamus. Now Haddon puts up a 3, nothing doing. Jake Corman with the rebound. Fisher almost lost the handle there, gets it back to Ryder Hamilton, and that was tipped by Luke Pietzu. He has been a spark off the bench, and then it's turned over there as he threw the pass a little too far for Noggle, who couldn't save it.
Yeah, that's Luke's second steal of the game. Just threw it a little too far for Reese to handle.
And then David Corman will finish on the other end. Largest lead at 8 now for Bellefonte as they go on a nice little run here to pull away in their largest lead. And now an offensive foul, and that's going to be the second on Reese Noggle.
Yeah, the ref called a little bit of a push off there. Reese didn't like the call, but yeah, you put your hand up. Sometimes the ref sees it, sometimes he doesn't. This time he did.
So that's the third team foul on the Seals, and a frustrating start for Reese Noggle as he heads to the bench with 2 personals. and that's a key loss for the Seals early. First game was Blake Haddon. Tonight, it's Reese Noggle.
Yeah, it looks like Pietsu will probably play the point, and Bastion will stay at 2, but they might flip-flop.
And Noggle was pretty good offensively for the Seals with 9 points in the loss to Trinity. Got to the free throw line 6 times. And under 30 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Seals trying to hold it here. Largest deficit at 8. And that shot is off the mark there from Ethan Tomasaki, who also checked in for Bellefonte.
Yeah, good defense by the Seals there. 14 seconds left to see if they can get a bucket here.
Try maybe hold for one, but Haddon will chuck up a 3 and can't get the roll. Now 5 seconds for Bellefonte, trying to hurry. 3 seconds. Eberling puts up a 3, nothing doing, and that'll do it for the opening quarter. A little bit better offensively for the Seals, but still some work to do as they trail by 8, their largest deficit after 1. This is Seals basketball on SBC Sports Live.
A one-of-a-kind experience that you will want to relive time and time again. Isabella Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge. Their team painstakingly focuses on every detail to ensure that every aspect of your experience is truly breathtaking. Whether it's a date night, special occasion, private events, both big and small, from beginning to end, Isabella Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge offers a truly remarkable experience that you and your loved ones will cherish forever. Isabella Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge, Selinsgrove.
Start of the second quarter here on SBC Sports Live. Matt Catrillo, Ray Moyer here with you, along with our SBC Sports Live crew. 15-7 Bellefonte after 1. This was a pretty good back-and-forth game early, Ray, before a little bit of a run by the Raiders to kind of close out the first quarter as they have their largest lead at 8. But we've seen a little bit better execution offensively that we've seen carried in from game 1 to game 2, Ray. Just maybe want to see some more shots knocked down and maybe just a little bit better execution and taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, they're not making any shots from outside. They're like 1 for 5 from the three-point line. And I would like to see them take it to the basket more. I mean, other than Chrisman at 6'8", the Seals have size advantage on everybody else. So if I'm the Seals, I'm going to run my offense and try to break them down and get to the rim.
Nathan Cataldi checks in for the first time tonight for the Seals as they begin the ball to begin the quarter. And a foul going to be called here. It'll be the 13th foul on Bellefonte.
Blake has a huge mismatch. They're trying to get him the ball, but be patient, get it to him. Don't turn it over trying to throw it into him.
And that's against Alex Eberling, number 12. Trying to work that there. Although the foul's they're going to get Tomasaki for the call, but the matchup has been against Eberling. Seals also starting the quarter without Reese Noggle, who has 2 personal fouls, all committed in the first. So a key loss there. Probably won't see him till later on in the quarter, if that.
Yeah, Nate Cataldi's in the game. He'll run the point while Reese is on the bench.
And Haddon is stripped from behind, and then a travel called here against Tomasaki. Lost kind of the idea of where he was on the court, and the Seals get it right back.
Yeah, nice break for the Seals there. Tomasaki just fumbled the ball and took a step, and a ref was watching his feet.
See if the Seals can cash in here. Inside for Spencer George. Nothing doing there. George has 5 of the Seals' 7 points, including a 3.
Good inbounds play there. Spencer just missed the easy bucket.
Crispin for 3, nothing doing. Bastion had the loose ball, and he rips it away and gets there. Again, easy shots you'd like to see the Seals miss. They did miss a couple of those easy shots in the opening quarter as well. Haddon able to keep it alive along the baseline. Bastion tries inside for Barillaro, and then he turned it over.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, the patience. That's a tough pass to try to get it into Val in the post there. I mean, Gavin kind of put it on his hands, but that's a tough pass to throw and to catch. What they want to do is reverse the ball and have the guy reseal and get a much easier pass in.
Derek Cox, Doug Corman back in, part of the original starting 5 for Bellefonte. And Cox had the first 5 points for Bellefonte. And a foul here against the Seals. That'll be on Spencer George.
No, it was on Val Barillaro. Val reached over Chrisman's back trying to steal a pass.
So that's his first, 4th on the Seals. Work it back up to Chrisman. Has a couple of points so far. Crispin, room to drive, and he'll head to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Barolero tried to come out and hedge on the screen and was late getting back, and Crispin saw it, went to the basket, and picked up the foul.
First on Spencer George, and now 2 at the line for Crispin.
Fortunate for the Seals because that could have gone on Val as well. I think they both fouled him, and they gave it to Spencer, so now they have 1 apiece.
And especially with Noggle on the bench with 2 already. And Crispin misses both. George with the rebound, but there is a foul. And now George just committed a second. That's not good for the Seals.
Looked like maybe Spencer had a push underneath there on the rebound. Yeah, and that's unfortunate for the Seals. After Crispin missed both foul shots, Seals could not get the rebound without fouling.
So Luke Pietsu's back in. So 2 on Noggle and 2 on Spencer George. Not a good spot for the Seals at this point. Largest deficit at 8. And you give it an extra possession back to Bellefonte. Although 3 missed there by Hamilton, Bastian gets the rebound. So Seals able to avoid any more damage.
Yeah, Noggle back in the game now. He's got to be careful with his 2 fouls.
And that'll be the second now on Crispin, which is key to keep an eye on for Bellefonte.
Yeah, excellent job by Barolero posting up, and that's exactly what they need to do. Keep putting the pressure on him. Whoever he's playing, keep going right at him. Now he has 2, so the presence of him blocking shots has gone way down. Go right at him if you are the Seals.
Cataldi back to Noggle. Noggle kicks it out to Pietsu, who's right there. Good drive and finish by Luke Pietsu, who has just been outstanding off the bench tonight so far.
Yeah, Luke's doing it all. I mean, he really used his body, squared his shoulders, went up really strong.
And I believe that was a foul against.
We're waiting to see here.
Because the ref also pointed to the bench, so I'm just making sure a technical wasn't given.
No,
I don't think it was.
I didn't see a foul called.
No.
I'm not. I think it was an out of bounds. We can't quite see the sideline there. It was out of bounds, and the ref emphatically pointed in the direction of Bellefonte, just indicating that it was Bellefonte's ball.
Okay, well, that's good.
And Crispin out of the game now. Coach is protecting him with his 2 fouls. So the big guys should be able to take advantage with their 6'8" center on the bench.
Jonathan Nadolski, number 15, just checked in for him. And a turnover forced here by the Seals. 2 on 0. Pietsu over to Cataldi, lays it in. Seals back within 4.
Great assist by Luke. Good defense there by the Seals. Got the trap going to see if they can get this game and run it up and down.
A 1-2-2 trap this time. Noggle gets a hand on it. Bastian gets to it. Up ahead to Noggle. Noggle was trying to keep it quick, and there goes back, and then Barolero traveled there.
Yeah, Val was not ready for that pass, and he caught it, took 2 steps.
And a 30-second timeout is going to be called here by Rick Hall as Blake Haddon just checked back in for the Seals. 5:09 to go here in the first half, 15-11. With Bellefonte in front, has yet to score in this second quarter. Have led by as many as 8. It was 15-7 after 1. It's 4-0 Seals so far here in the second quarter, and you're starting to see them gain a little bit of confidence with the last couple sequences there, right?
Yeah, the 2-2-1 press is causing the Red Raiders a little bit of problems here, and that's exactly what Coach Hall is diagramming right now. Hey, guys, we've done this 1,000 times in practice. This is how you beat that press. Let's start executing it. So watch for the ball to go in the middle. Most every coach, when they call a timeout, says, hey, against this press, let's get the ball to the middle. So real important for the Seals to take away the middle pass.
How impressive has Luke Pietsu been so far?
Luke is playing with confidence. He's got all the skills he needs. Confidence is his thing, and experience. And, boy, he looks confident right now.
So they're able to break it up that time. Bellefonte does. Seals are back to man defensively. They've gone back and forth between that and a 2-3 zone, and Doug Corman somehow gets that to go.
Yeah, that was pretty much of a prayer shot. That was a no yes, and it went in for the Red Raiders.
Back up 6.
Seals need to execute their offense, get some good screens going, and get inside.
Pietsu for 3. Done about everything but that tonight, and the Seals will kip it. Liam Halterman checking in for the Red Raiders.
Coach Hall giving the referee a little business. Didn't like the way that out-of-bounds call went.
And Blake Haddon knocks it down from mid-range to make it a 4-point game.
Yeah, it would be nice if the Seals could get Blake going. Once again, the 2-2-1 press.
Blake had 9 points against Trinity. Good defense there from Haddon. Turnaround J is good from Derek Cox. Give him 7 now on the night.
Yeah, tough shot by Cox there on the turnaround jumper in the paint.
Lead back to 6. Shot fake. Pietsu almost turned it over, and in fact he did.
Yeah, he stepped on the line. Yeah, he wanted to drive baseline, and he started going before he caught the ball.
It's just been those little things where the Seals have finally gotten things going, Ray, and just simple details like too many steps or knowing where you are on the court has really hurt them in this game so far.
Yeah, and you're playing with guys that don't have a lot of varsity experience. Luke Piatsu, it was in a couple games last year, and you look out there right now, Haddon and Nago are the only two that have really any varsity experience.
Seals coming back off here off the Corman miss. Swineford try to go inside for Noggle, and somehow got to Haddon, and Haddon lays it in.
Yeah, it went off Reese's knee, I think, and right to Haddon, just like Coach Kaiser diagrammed it, the old knee pass right across for a layup.
Much better ball movement here from the Raiders against the press, but another miss.
Good
Seals
rebound by Tyler
up.
Swineford in the paint.
Paul Hammis for 3. Right back to Swineford. Swineford throws it up for 2. Nothing doing. Ball's being tipped around, and finally corralled by Ebeling.
That was a good shot for Tyler. It just didn't go in. It was a good look.
Ebeling finding Halterman in the corner. Shot fake there by Corman. Back to Halterman for 3. Missed there. Noggle gets the rebound. Pietsu works it back to Noggle. Paul Hammis drives. Bounce pass back to Pietsu for 3. Haddon nearly had the board, and now Ebeling tries to work it fast the other way. Ebeling going against 2 Seals defenders and somehow floats that in.
Another tough shot. The Red Raiders are making some crazy shots here against the Seals.
Their lead back to 6. And Paul Hammis had it stripped, and then a reach-in going to be called against Liam Halterman, and that will put check that, 5-team foul, so 2 to give here for Bellefonte. Barillero back in for the Seals, along with Cataldi and Bastian. Seals have 1 more foul to give. Paul Hammis for 3. And goes out of bounds. Let's see who it's off. It's off Selinsgrove.
Yeah, Paul Hammis is a very good outside shooter, but he's struggling here in the Bellefonte gym. He's 0 for 5 from the three-point line. I'd like to see him get it going, and that would really help the Seals.
Under 2 to go here in the half, and a foul going to be called here against the Seals. That'll be against Cataldi, his first. And that will put us in the single bonus here for Bellefonte.
Yeah, Nate had his hands on the Bellefonte player's hip, and the referee did not like that at all.
So it'll be Alex Ebeling at the line, 1 of 1. Another miss. Bellefonte been struggling from the charity stripe tonight so far, which has benefited the Seals. Barillero inside, Spencer George working against Corman. George almost lost it, gets it back out to Paul Hammis. Pass was tipped. And I think this should be Selinsgrove ball. I thought that went off of Bellefonte.
It's definitely Selinsgrove ball.
Yep, there we go. So the Seals will keep it. 1:29 to go here in the half. Bastion, nice bounce pass. George spins, floats it. Got it, and one.
Yeah, nice post move by Spencer in the paint there. Good feed. Spencer did his whirling dervish move and got it in and trying for the three-point play.
First effective basket in the paint tonight against this Bellefonte team for the Seals. Comes at a big time as George now is back at the free throw line. And he knocks it down. Give George 8 on the night for the Seals to lead them. They're back within 3. And another turnover off the press. Paul Hammis, shot was blocked. Barillaro gets it back though, and he's fouled. Non-shooting foul.
Good hustle by the Seals. Got a turnover, got a 3-on-1. Unfortunately, the dish to Paul Hammis, he's a lefty coming down the right side, tried to finish with his left, got it blocked. But good hustle by Barillaro to get the rebound and draw the foul.
So he's at the line for the first time tonight, was 1 for 2 at the free throw line against Trinity. 3 points in the loss. And Bastion had the offensive rebound, then lost his footing and lost the ball. Minute to go here in the half. Cox trying to make some room, chucks back a 3, and he knocks it down. Derek Cox, his second 3 of the night. He's been big for Bellefonte offensively, and it's a 6-point game again.
Yeah, big shot by Cox there to extend the lead for the Raiders.
Bastion driving baseline, threw it off a Bellefonte player, and still no signal yet. This should be Selinsgrove basketball. And they say Bellefonte ball, which
It bounced before it hit Bastion. Bastion was out of bounds, but it bounced out of bounds before it hit Bastion, and referees got that one wrong.
Now the Seals will try to get a stop. 24 seconds to go. Here's the trap. Broken up there by Cox. Almost stolen there by Cataldi. Ebeling goes cross court to Cox for 3. Got it. Derek Cox with his third 3. And that was a big one there, and now the lead is 9, the largest. Cataldi back for 3. Oh, yeah! Big answer from Nathan Cataldi to get the deficit back to 6. Then Noggle picks off the pass and can't beat the buzzer to end the half. But nonetheless, the Seals get a big 3 from Cataldi to stop the late run from Bellefonte.
Yeah, great answer by Nate there to stick that 3. Seals really needed that. And Derek Cox is having a career night with 11 points. I changed that. 9, 4, 13 points in the half to lead all scorers.
Frantic end to that first half, but the Seals are in this thing. We got a good one here in Bellefonte after 16 minutes of play here at the half. It is Bellefonte 27 and the Selinsgrove Seals 21. We'll be back after this with some halftime stats and analysis. This is Seals basketball on SBC Sports Live.
The Sunbury Motor Company.
Austin Martin, Kia Elite Sales Consultant, Maranatha Christian School.
Amber Wren, Certified Hyundai and Lincoln Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Ian Chikuski, Certified Ford Sales Professional, Mount Carmel and Shamokin area.
Christopher Stengline, Ford Certified Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Tom Mertz, fourth generation owner, Sunbury Motor Company, Shikellany High School.
A tradition of trust since 1915.
Platinum Central Pennsylvania is celebrating 10 years in the mid-state, and we're offering 10 cents down for a limited time only. Come see us at any one of our 6 locations in Carlisle, Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Selinsgrove, and the brand new Platinum Hershey. Only 10 cents down. Your show, your flow, just bring the dough. Platinum, baby, we get you done.
Senior Helpers of Sunbury offers a comprehensive suite of programs and services that support aging in place. Our primary goal is to help provide a high quality of life for our clients and their families by delivering customized, dependable, and affordable care. If you or a loved one is interested in learning more about what Senior Helpers can do for you, visit us online, on Facebook, or in person at 39 North 4th Street in Sunbury.
Halftime here in Happy Valley. Matt Catrillo, Ray Moyer here with you. It's Bellefonte 27 and the Seals 21 here on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. Look at the first half stats from this one. Spencer George leading the Seals in scoring right now with 8. He has the Seals only 3 of the game so far. 4 points each for Blake Haddon and Luke Pietsu, who was just outstanding off the bench on both sides of the ball. We'll get to that more in a second. Nate Cataldi with 5 points, including a key 3 right before the end of the half to get the Seals back within 6. They've trailed by as many as 9, which was right before the end of the half after 2 back-to-back threes from Derek Cox, who has a game-high 13 points so far. He's had 3 threes here in the first half, including the first 5 points for Bellefonte. And then you have 4 points for Alex Ebeling and Doug Corman and Luke Fisher, all with 4. And Cole Chrisman, the big 6'8" senior center, only has 2 points so far, but he also has a foul, 2 fouls against him, I should say, and had his time limited in that second quarter. So, Ray, obviously, when you look at things offensively compared from game 1, obviously much better. Still would like to see a little bit more crispness offensively, you'd say, but getting that big 3 at the end of the half from Nate Cataldi really, I think, was huge for the Seals' confidence, because Bellefonte looked like it was really starting to take control of the game after the back-to-back threes by Cox.
Yeah, Seals made a nice run there to pull within like 2 or 3, and then the Raiders hit a couple big threes to pull back ahead, and then Cataldi drilled that 3 right in front of us, and yeah, that's got to help the psyche going into halftime. I would like to see the Seals execute their offense more, and what I mean by that is make the Raiders defend more. Make them use some of their energy defending, and the Seals have a huge advantage inside all their players except for the big center for Chrisman for the Raiders. So if you execute your offense and get the ball down low, you should have some easy shots against the smaller defenders. They threw a lot of threes up and made 2 of them. Unofficially, they're probably about 2 for 15, and that's not going to win you many games, and especially when I think you have an advantage of going inside against them. That if I'm Coach Kaiser, I'm saying, hey, let's get the ball inside more, and it doesn't have to be to the big guys. Their guards our Selinsgrove guards are bigger than the Raiders guards, so it can be anybody coming off those ball screens or off the little rub screen at the top. And if I'm the Seals, I really want to look at doing that. The press has been good. They're getting some turnovers off the press. They're not really converting, so the fast break layups, but I would continue to try to press. That's been giving the Raiders some fits.
And if you keep getting the ball inside, work on the execution more offensively, it's even more so because the Seals are starting to do a much better job getting turnovers off of their 2-2-1 press, forcing some transition opportunities. But as you mentioned, Ray, we saw a lot of that in the first half where a lot of easy shots are still missed.
Yeah, and they just got to start converting them. If they want to win this basketball game, they got to start taking some better shots inside the paint and making them.
And then also, too, on the offensive end, we're still seeing a little bit of self-inflicted wounds that have really hurt the Seals in this first half, where it seems like every possession's been critical in this game, the way this game's unfolded. That's going to be probably more heightened in the second half, so you got to be able to make sure know where you are in the court, not make sure you don't take too many steps with the basketball. Just those simple things are going to be really key to clean up in the second half.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Matt. And the other thing that we talked about during the first half is that we have that advantage. The Seals have the advantage in the paint, but you can't force it. You have to be a little more patient with it, and that's where let the offense get those open looks for you in the paint and do it. Don't just try to post up and try to throw it over 2 guys or whatever. Let the offense open it up for you and then take advantage of your size in the paint.
We definitely need to give the bench a lot of credit, Ray, for the way they've played so far, because that's what's kept the Seals in this game, especially when you've got Noggle with 2 fouls and Spencer George with 2 fouls. And obviously that started with Luke Pietsu with just what a spark he's been. Started on the defensive end, but then he started getting comfortable offensively too.
Yeah, Luke's a tough kid. He's a good defender. He had 2 steals, and then he got some offensive rebounds. He got the ball in the paint, squared his shoulders, and went right up against the 6'8" kid and made a basket. And yeah, he did a great job. And Nate Cataldi got a couple steals off the press, and of course hit that big 3 to end the half. And it's good to see those guys coming off the bench, and that just makes you a much better team when guys like that come off the bench. And again, both those kids played some varsity last year, but not a lot. They don't have a lot of experience. So you can see their confidence growing, and that will really help the team if you get those two guys in there to contribute when the other guys need a break.
And also, I thought it was good to see Tyler Swineford looked a little bit more comfortable after getting a game under his belt. Again, hasn't played varsity since his freshman year, where he didn't get a whole lot of time then. Now he makes a transition back over from baseball at the same time as playing baseball, I should say, and he made a couple of key rebounds too.
Yeah, and all you want from Tyler is come in there and get some rebounds, play some good defense. If you get a good shot, take it. And that's exactly what he's doing. He missed his only shot of the game, but he had a good look, and it was a good shot. And if any coach is going to say, shoot that every time you get it. And, you're right, Matt. Tyler played well. He doesn't have the stats that Luke and Nate have, but he also is coming along.
And we'll see how things shape up here in the second half, as we're just a couple minutes away from the start of the third quarter. At the half, it is Bellefonte 27 and the Seals 21. This is Seals basketball on SBC Sports Live.
Platinum Central Pennsylvania is celebrating 10 years in the Mid-State, and we're offering 10 cents down for a limited time only. Come see us at any one of our 6 locations in Carlisle, Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Selinsgrove, and the brand new Platinum Hershey. Only 10 cents down. Your show, your flow, just bring the dough. Platinum, baby, we get you done.
A one-of-a-kind experience that you will want to relive time and time again. Isabella Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge. Their team painstakingly focuses on every detail to ensure that every aspect of your experience is truly breathtaking. Whether it's a date night, special occasion, private events, both big and small, from beginning to end, Isabella Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge offers a truly remarkable experience that you and your loved ones will cherish forever. Isabella Restaurant and Cocktail Lounge, Selinsgrove.
Just about ready to start the third quarter here in Bellefonte. Matt Catrillo, Ray Moyer here with you on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. 27-21 is our score, with the Bellefonte Red Raiders in front of the Selinsgrove Seals. Bellefonte's led by as many as 9 in this game, which was right before the end of the half, before the big three by Nate Cataldi. Made it a 6-point game, and that's where we stand right now. In our first 2 quarters, it was 15-7 in favor of Bellefonte, and then in that second quarter, it was actually 14-12 in favor of the Seals. As we're actually just waiting for them to still take the court here. And just see Val Barillero come out. There we go. Now the rest of the team's out.
Not much of a halftime warm-up there, I guess.
I guess not.
When you're shooting that well, you don't need to practice anymore.
Although we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Ray, they got some extra time before they started the game clock here because the JV game ended a little bit early. So maybe they
maybe go the other way. Made too many in practice, and we're not going to practice. We'll save them for the game. We'll see.
And they were making them in the pregame warm-ups,
yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Everybody was. But now they just got to bring it on to when it counts, as they trail by 6, especially from beyond the arc. They seem to like those shots, Ray, but they just haven't been able to make them consistently.
Yeah, they're not forcing those shots. They're getting good open looks. They're just not making them. So I would like to see the Seals offensively to go right back against Chrisman and try to get him in foul trouble again.
And he is back on the court for Bellefonte as the Red Raiders begin with the ball to start the second half. Cox here in the near side was looking for the ball. Of course, had a big first half. 3 threes, 14 points. Nice shot fake there on Haddon. And that was a awkward-looking collision there as Haddon's a little bit slow to get up.
Yeah, Blake got his foot caught on the jersey of the Bellefonte player and kind of looked like almost hyperextended. He's up moving around. I think he's okay. But that was a very awkward fall, and Coach Kaiser's going to give him a break, let him shake it off.
So Luke Pietza will come right back on the floor for the Seals, and Derek Cox, meanwhile, is back at the free throw line. Bellefonte got to the line several times in that first half, but was really unable to convert for the most part. But Cox was one of those who was able to convert in his time at the charity stripe.
Yeah, I don't know his scoring average, but I think he is having a career night so far.
1 for 2 there. George with the rebound, so give Cox 14 now on the night. Barillaro in transition, nice spin move, but can't finish there on the easy shot.
It's the ball screen, trying to pick and roll, get it to the big guy underneath.
Chrisman lost Barillaro there in the process, and then he missed the dunk, and Barillaro is hurt. He's grabbing his left shoulder. Must have happened there. There was a little bit of a hard collision as Chrisman was coming off the screen, and now Barillaro comes out, and Blake Cannon, who was shaken up earlier, is back in.
Yeah, Seals caught a break with Harris missing the dunk, but then they lost their break because they had an easy layup, and the ref blew the whistle to stop play for Barillaro's injury.
So now the Bellefonte trainer is going over to check out Barillaro, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, he was holding that shoulder. I hope everything's okay for Val.
Meanwhile, Seals, their second possession of the second half. Good pass, Noggle to George, and George is heading back to the free throw line for 2.
And that's exactly what the Seals have to do. They ran their screen up top, and they were able to get Spencer down low in the post from their offensive set. Good job by the Seals.
George led the Seals with 11 points in the loss against Trinity. Still looking for his first free throw. He was 0 for 3 against Trinity last Saturday. And there's another miss there. Was 47% from the free throw line last year.
Yeah, he's a better shooter than that. He's just got to relax and shoot it like he knows how.
Of course, free throws were a problem for the Seals in general last year. Bastian with the offensive board, hoop, and 1.
Great hustle by Gavin Bastian, picking up his teammate Spencer, who missed 2 foul shots, and Gavin just really hustled, got the rebound, and a chance for a three-point play for Gavin.
And that's what you saw from him off the bench as a freshman last year. Seals need more of that. Bastian knocks it down, had 10 points in the loss against Trinity, and he gets on the board here finally for the Seals.
Right, Seals right back to their 2-2-1 press.
And trailing by 4 now.
Piachu's covering Cox now. He's real important that he stays on him, not give him the open 3.
I think that's a good move by Justin Kaiser.
Yeah.
The way Piachu's been playing, especially on the defensive end. Eberling playing around with the basketball. Good ball handling, throws it up for Corman. This time Corman can't get a shot to go.
Yeah, good defense by Spencer there. The Seals had a look, just threw it a little too fast for Piachu.
And for Corman, he had a couple of wild shots go in. That time he didn't get lucky.
Yeah, not a good shot. And coach is giving them the business right now, saying, hey, we need a better shot than that. And I agree with coach.
That's Rick Hall in his 3rd year for the Red Raiders. And again, Bellefonte working against this 2-2-1 press. Get it across that time, and now a Bellefonte timeout as Rick Hall does not look happy again as his team continues to struggle a little bit against this 2-2-1 press.
Yeah, coach called a timeout there. They were real close to a 10-second call, not getting across half court, and Coach Hall alertly called the timeout to avoid that.
Seals forced a lot of turnovers in the latter part of the second quarter with this 2-2-1 press. Then it looked like Bellefonte had made some adjustments, did a nice job with ball movement in the middle of the court, and now again that time they've had a little bit of trouble here to begin the 3rd.
Yeah, too much standing around. The guard picked up his dribble, and when you pick up your dribble, the Seals alertly just covered everybody else instead of running to him. So the press is working for the Seals.
Meanwhile, Val Barillaro, who hurt his shoulder working against Cole Chrisman a couple minutes ago, is back in the active huddle, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, hopefully just a bump, nothing structural going on or anything like that. And yeah, you're right. He's stretching over there. It looks like he's okay.
And Blake Hannon, of course, got tangled up with Derek Cox on the opening possession of the 3rd quarter for Bellefonte. Went to the bench for briefly before he came back on for Barillaro. And Hannon is, of course, back on the court. So now Red Raiders again with the ball out of the timeout. Seals try for the trap. Cox, good ball movement to Doug Corman, back to Chrisman. Deep deuce, no good, and he gets the loose ball. Nice break there for Bellefonte, and then Chrisman drills the three.
Yeah, the Seals got caught trying to run down the court, didn't box out, and Chrisman made him pay. Nice three by the big fella.
Yeah, for Chrisman, you want to try him to force that shot every time, and so far, for the most part, he's made them, which is going to be a problem for the Seals if that continues. Pass was tipped there by Noggle.
Yeah, Reese a little upset with himself. He turned it over. Not happy with anybody right now. Reese just got to go to the next play and pick it up and play good basketball like he knows how.
Noggle picked up 2 personal fouls in the first quarter. Had to go right to the bench. Cox thinking three, now mid-range jumper. A little too strong. Pietzu with another rebound.
Good box out by Luke, doing it all tonight.
3 steals. To my count, 4 or 5 rebounds at this point, 3 of them offensively. He has just been tremendous.
Yep, Seals need to run their offense. They're kind of standing around looking at each other.
Pietzu inside to Haddon. Floats it for 2. Turnaround J is good for Blake Haddon.
All day, baby. Keep getting it in the post, shooting over the smaller guys.
Seals trailing by 5. We approach the halfway point of the quarter. Corman inside. Pietzu almost stripped it away. Corman barely gets it away to Luke Fisher. And now Crispin thinking 3, and then he was stripped from behind. Seals don't like that call, and I thought Platt had him all ball there, but that was close.
Yeah, sometimes you reach around and the ref just sees the reach, and they call the reach regardless if you got the guy or not, and that's exactly what happened to Haddon. Pietzu's playing real physical in the post there. He was grabbing and pushing around Corman and got away with it.
And that's Haddon's 3rd foul, so now you got to be careful if you're Blake Haddon. We'll see if Justin Kaiser will make a change there. Crispin, meanwhile, floats it over George.
Yeah, he's getting hot. I think they want to go back and go right at him and get him on the bench again. He's starting to heat up.
Haddon thinking 3. We'll just give it up to Noggle. Noggle finds some room, drives, was fouled, and it'll be 2 shots. Route to the hoop for Reese Noggle.
Yeah, I'd like to see that from Reese, go to the hoop and drew the foul. And hopefully he's one of the better foul shooters on the team and can make them both here and get the Seals back in the game.
Fouls on Alex Ebeling. That's his 3rd, and that's a big one there to keep an eye on for Bellefonte as well, as Ebeling's been pretty good, one of the starting 5 for Bellefonte, and Noggle misses the 1st.
Of course, I gave him the jinx.
And I was just about to say Noggle was 5 of 6 from the free throw line against Trinity last week.
Yep, and he'll make this one.
9 points as well. There you go, makes that one.
His first point of the night.
And Hamilton almost lost it, and then Swineford able to get the loose ball. Wrestled it away from Luke Fisher. Good ball movement here, and Luke Pietzu with the finish.
Really nice pass by Reese Noggle. Tyler Swineford got the steal, threw it ahead to Reese. Reese made a great pass to Pietzu.
Seals back within 4. They've gone to this point, and then Bellefonte's had an answer. Can the Seals get some stops now? Chrisman, mid-range jumper's no good. Noggle ahead to Bastian in transition. Bastian drives, floats it up for 2, and Bastian's heading back to the free throw line.
I like to see that. Go right at him, make him foul you.
Second trip this quarter for Bastian, who was 2 for 4 at the free throw line against Trinity last week. First is good.
Gavin's a second half player. He's no points in the first half, 4 here in the second.
And all 10 of his points last game came in the second half, and it was big then, and it's big now as the Seals have gotten over the first hump and now are back within a possession. Press broken up by Bellefonte. Chrisman wide open inside. Pass was too high, and Pietzu will get there. And then almost stolen by Fisher, but the Seals, fortunately, will keep it.
Blue ball.
And now the official just changed it.
Yeah, he just got confused with which way it was going.
Okay. So it is Seals basketball.
I lost it there for a second. I was doing a little coaching. It was right in front of us there, Matt. It was clearly a good hustle, really good hustle by the Bellefonte player, but it was clearly out on him.
Hey, when you've done it for almost 4 decades, it's in the blood. It's understandable.
4 decades makes me sound old, Matt.
But you don't look a day over 30.
Yeah, in dog years.
Bastion with the floater is no good, and Crispin with the rebound. Cox almost had that strip there by George. Now Crispin gets it back. Tried to step back. Good defense there from Spencer George.
Get out
Cox tried to go back inside. Crispin traveled. Didn't quite have possession of the basketball either. Collision as well. Yep. Selinsgrove wants a call, and I think they're going to get Pietsu. Yes, they will.
Yeah, Luke came over to help to try to get that steal, and he hit Crispin pretty hard. Crispin went down pretty hard there. Good help defense by Luke. He saw what was going on. He just ran into the big guy.
Jacob Corman checks back in. Swineford in now, too, for the Seals. The one thing for the Seals, you got to remember to keep your composure as well, because this game is definitely getting physical.
And that's probably to the Seals' advantage. They're the bigger, stronger team, so that might help them a lot.
And a 3 is good from Luke Fisher. Big one there for Bellefonte.
Yeah, they didn't find him on the inbounds play, and he stepped and shot it with confidence, and a good shot by Fisher.
5-point lead now again. Bastion for 3. Oh, yeah! Gavin Bastion with the answer. Seals back within 3, as actually it's a deep deuce, they'll say.
Oh, it was a 2?
They say it was a 2, so it's 36-33.
Either way, good for the Seals.
And they're going to get it back here on the jump ball. Good defense again in the 2-2-1 press.
Yeah, Gabe Paul-Hamus got in on the ball and got the jump, and advantage Seals.
Nathan Cataldi back in for Selinsgrove. Just over 2 minutes to go in the third. Bastion thinking 3, almost had the turnover there, but just off the fingertips of Ethan Tomasaki, and the Seals will keep it.
Yeah, you want to see Gavin keep his dribble on that. He was running the point right now, and you want to see him keep the dribble and get a better passing angle.
Bastion with room to drive, can't finish. And another easy layup missed by the Seals. Fisher over to Cox, who's been quiet this quarter for the most part.
They're running their Nova offense, which is pretty much passing cut.
Crispin, turnaround Jay off the side of the basket, and then it just went off of Val Barolero. That's a tough way there for Barolero.
Good defense by Val there, but the ball came back at him right away. Crispin hit the front of the rim, and the ball came back before Val could grab it.
Yeah, tough break there for the senior. Seals will just try to get another stop.
Seals playing the 2-3 here. Got to know where Mr. Cox is.
Fisher here in the near corner. Plays catch with Tomasaki. Now Crispin again working against Haddon. Turnaround Jay. I think Haddon got a piece of that. Great defense there from Blake Haddon.
Yeah, he went straight up. Didn't pick up a foul. Good defense by Blake. Now trying to go coast to coast.
And
he
just
should
missed
get
it
the
there.
foul there,
Yep.
and that's going to be on number 3 on Mr. Crispin.
That's exactly right. And Blake did what he needed to do there, Ray. He saw just a little bit of room for him to drive, and he gets the foul there against Crispin. So, yes, that will be his third. That was key.
Yeah, and what I like to see by Blake there is he did not try to change his shot. He went to the rim strong and let the big guy foul him rather than letting his shot change and shoot some crazy shot. He drew the foul. Good job by Blake.
Well, he misses the first. And also for Bellefonte, only one more foul to give the rest of this half in what's a 3-point game. That's also something to watch, too. Just 3 team fouls on Selinsgrove.
If the Seals could make some foul shots.
That would be helpful. And Haddon goes 1 of 2 there. 2-point game, under a minute to go in the third. Back to the 2-2-1. Cox gets across, and I think he'll get Paul Hamus there for the reach.
Yeah, Gabe reached. He jumped up in the air, and Cox tried to drive by him, and Gabe just reached around and hit him.
Gavin Bastian back in to take out Paul Hammis after a quick break. So now 14 fouls on the Seals. Jacob Corman against Haddon.
Stepped out of bounds.
And they're going to call Blake for the foul here. But you're right, he did step
right
out of bounds.
in front of us, he stepped out of bounds, but we'll give the referee the benefit of the doubt that he pushed him out and got the foul.
That's going to be 4 on Blake Haddon, so he's got to head to the bench. And that's going to be a key loss for the Selinsgrove Seals as Spencer George checks back in. And he's got 2.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunate there that Haddon picked up that foul. He was clearly out of bounds, but I guess the ref called it before he went out of bounds.
Work it around to Tomasaki. Now back to Cox. Tomasaki now for 3. Nothing doing there. Bastian battling for, pops it in the air. Good hustle, gets the rebound. And
timeout.
Timeout called by Justin Kaiser. 25.7 left in the third. I think that's a good timeout there too, Coach, because you saw Bastian right there on the sideline. Maybe was going to try to force something. I think Justin Kaiser was working ahead of him there just a little bit.
Yep, and let's try to run our offense here. Maybe hold it for one shot. I mean, you're only down 2.
I think you can at this point.
Yeah, run the offense through a couple times and get somebody wide open underneath.
Yeah, I think that's one adjustment you would see because toward the end of the half, Blake Haddon took a 3 with about 14 seconds left, and I felt like you probably could have ran the clock a little bit more. And the way this Bellefonte team has been shooting, you definitely don't want, if you ever put yourself in a situation, especially when we go to the fourth quarter, you definitely got to make sure that you don't let them get any more chances than they already are going to get.
Yeah, they've made some crazy shots here in their home gym, and you're exactly right, Matt. You don't want anything crazy here in the last 25 seconds. Let's dictate how this last 25 seconds of the quarter is going to go, and we're going to take the last shot, hopefully.
Seals have actually never have led this so far this season. They trailed all game against Trinity. They've trailed all this game so far. They trailed by 2, can take their first lead of the year with a 3, with 25 seconds left here in the third.
Well, let's see what happens.
Inside to Barillaro. Barillaro double teamed, and then he traveled. And that's not what you want out of the timeout.
No, that is not exactly what you want to do. And take nothing away from Val, but he's probably the 5th option on the floor right now is what you want to do.
And Cataldi will get called here. And that's the 15th foul, so now both teams only have one more foul to give the rest of the way as we approach the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, no, the Seals do not have any more to give. That was team foul number 6. So Bellefonte has one more foul to give, and that's it. That was the second on Cataldi right there.
Yeah, Seals are match full court man there.
And a little bit of a miscommunication there, and somehow goes Bellefonte's way as Jacob Corman knocks it down and 1.
Yeah, big play for Corman there. A great pass hitting him on the cut, made it and got the foul, and he'll try to give them a 5-point lead with 12 seconds to go.
And that's the third now on Spencer George. Corman knocks it down. And that's huge, back to a 5-point game. 10 seconds left in the third. Bastian tried to kick it out. Bellefonte wants a walk, not going to get it. 3 seconds left. 2. Noggle, somebody's got to put it up. Bastian, it'll count. No. And that'll do it for the third. Well, the Seals have gotten back within one possession a couple of times, just haven't been able to get over that hump, and they trail by 5 after 3 quarters of play. It's the Bellefonte Red Raiders 39, the Selinsgrove Seals 34. Fourth quarter after this is Seals basketball on SBC Sports Live.
Senior Helpers of Sunbury offers a comprehensive suite of programs and services that support aging in place. Our primary goal is to help provide a high quality of life for our clients and their families by delivering customized, dependable, and affordable care. If you or a loved one is interested in learning more about what Senior Helpers can do for you, visit us online, on Facebook, or in person at 39 North 4th Street in Sunbury. Start
of the fourth quarter here on SBC Sports Live. Matt Catrillo, Ray Moyer here with you. 39-34, Bellefonte with the lead. They have led all the way so far in this one. The Seals, Ray, have gone in close to within one possession a couple of times, but then just haven't had anything yet to get over the hump and get this game tied and even try to take the lead.
Yeah, you go back to the end of the third quarter with 25 seconds to go. Seals down 2. Got it into Val. He got doubled. It turned it over. And then they come down here with Jacob Corman making a great three-point play. And, you know, there's a 5-point swing right there. And what's the difference in the game? 5 points. So Seals need to go again. They started out the half. They executed their offense. They got away from that. Looks like Bellefonte right now is in a zone. So the Seals need to work it around, try to get the ball inside, or maybe make an outside shot like that.
Cataldi for 3. Oh, yeah. And it's a 2-point game. Big 3 for Cataldi out of the timeout to begin the fourth. That's his second of the game, all in this half.
Yep, Haddon's got to be careful here. He's out on the floor with 4 fouls.
Cox kicks it back over to Tomasaki. Mid-range jumper is no good from the corner. And now a late whistle called here against the Selinsgrove Seals. And trying to see who that's on. Give me the 8th team foul. So 1 of 1 here for Corman. And it's going to be on Bastion.
Yeah, I didn't see what Gavin did. Apparently he held the player when they were going for a rebound. He must have held on to him. Good news is first foul.
So Doug Corman will shoot 1 of 1. And back to a 3-point game. Jacob Corman, of course, had the 3-point play the old-fashioned way to end the quarter. And now it's Doug Corman here at the free throw line to start the fourth. 1 of 2 there. Noggle with the rebound. To Haddon. Haddon floats it for 2. Unable to get it to go.
Not a bad shot, but nobody looked to crash the offensive boards there. 1 and done for the Seals.
Nearly stolen there by Bastion. Cox will get there, as Bastion got a piece of that. Cox gets away from him. Back to Tomasaki. Good defense again by Bastion as he catches up. Cox, another 3. Good. 4th 3 of the game for Derek Cox, who had a monster first half, was kind of quiet in the third, but he hits a big shot right there to extend the lead to 6.
Yeah, that's his first points of the second half, and couldn't have come at a better time for the Raiders.
Haddon for 3. Oh, yeah! Blake Haddon with a big answer for Selinsgrove.
Seals need to stop now.
And that's his first 3 of the season. And then stolen by Noggle. 3-on-1 for the Seals. Noggle to Bastion. Back to Noggle. Lays it in. Seals back within 1.
That's what we like to see off that press. A good transition basket. Great job by Noggle and Bastion. Give and go.
Seals with a big 5-0 answer after trailing by just 6. Moments ago, another steal to Cataldi. A transition. Can't finish it. Noggle unable to finish, but he's fouled. En route to the hoop for Reese Noggle with a chance to give the Seals their first lead of the season.
That would be amazing. Great job again on the press. And the Raiders are trying to beat the press with the dribble, and that is a no-no, and they're paying for it. Great job by the Seals on the transition.
That is the 4th on Alex Ebeling. 2 at the line here for Noggle. Got it. Tie game. Luke Fesher checks back in for Bellefonte.
Seals going with 4 guards and Blake Haddon here, and it's working really well. It's a good pressing team.
And it's good. The first lead of the season for the Selinsgrove Seals. Noggle goes 2 of 2.
And the Seals going right back to the 2-2-1 press.
Cole Crispin checking back in, too, for Bellefonte with 3 fouls. Still got to get it across. Now they do. So Seals working with their first lead. Trapped there was Fisher. Able to get away. Cox for 3. Off the back of the iron. Haddon with the rebound. That's a good stop for Selinsgrove.
Yeah, Mr. Cox finally missed a shot.
13 in the first half.
Oh, yeah, there's number 4.
That'll be on Cole Chrisman.
Bastion tried to set a screen there, and Chrisman gave him a forearm shiver across the chest, and the ref saw it, and that'll be number 4 on Mr. Chrisman. And 1-on-1 for the Seals.
Yep, both teams now in the single bonus. And for Cox, had 13 in that first half. Been quiet here in the second half, other than the 3 he had a few possessions ago that gave Bellefonte a 6-point lead before this outburst by Selinsgrove. Bastion misses. Seals still up by 1 on this 7-0 run they've been on. Pietzu working against Jacob Corman, and that's a foul.
Yeah, Luke got caught. Good job by Corman to post him up. Piazza playing behind him, and if you play behind the post player, that's usually going to lead to a foul.
So that's the second on Luke Pietzu. 2 at the line now for Jacob Corman. I mean, he gets the foul there, Ray, but Luke Pietzu, for a guy his size against some of these big guys for Bellefonte, he's playing as good as defense as you want to see.
I mean, Luke's a strong kid, and he's a smart kid, and he's usually a good defender. That time he just got caught.
Just overall, his overall defensive technique, I think, has been really solid when he's facing guys bigger than him.
Yeah, he does a really good job with positioning. And, yeah, like I said, he's a smart defender, and he works really hard.
So one more now for Jake Corman after he missed his first, and he gets the second. So we're tied back up at 44, and then pass almost stolen there by Luke Fisher, but official said he stepped out of bounds, so Selinsgrove fortunate there, and we'll get the ball back.
Yeah, the Seals caught a break there. Luke didn't see the Red Raider there flying in to take it, and now the Raiders are going back in probably half-court man-to-man.
You haven't seen a whole lot of full-court pressure from them so far.
I think if the Seals get up here late, you're going to see it, but they've had the lead the whole game, and obviously they're not a pressing team.
Pietzu for 3. Jacob Corman with the rebound.
Jacob Corman's done a nice job off the bench for the Red Raiders.
Cox goes over to Ethan Tomasaki. Traveling Selinsgrove fans in the bench making some noise here on the near side. Chrisman got it. No shot. He traveled. Wow. And so the Bellefonte Red Raiders turn it over, and the Seals catch a big break.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure with some of the calls that we've seen tonight what was going on there, but it was definitely a travel. I do not like Blake Haddon playing on Chrisman, although they're guarding each other. They each have 4 fouls. I would run to put somebody else on Chrisman.
And now the home crowd here in Bellefonte starting to get into it, mostly from the student section in their sports jerseys. Bastion, hook shot, no good. Ball bouncing around. Jacob Corman picks it up. Almost halfway through this fourth quarter. Ball loose on the ground. Corman trying to get away from it, and Swineford picks it up.
Good hands by Swineford there in the scrum, and Tyler just ripped it up off the floor. And that's what you want Tyler to do. Get in there and do the dirty work. Nice
Great pass. Bastion and Noggle. Got it. And 1.
Really good look by Gavin. Good cut by Reese. Able to convert. And hopefully can convert the 3-point play for the Seals.
Spencer George back in for Swineford after the big bucket and 1 for the junior and Reese Noggle.
Yeah, Reese needs to step up here, make the shot, and give the Seals a lead. And more importantly, make the shot and you can go right back into your press.
He gave the Seals their first lead of the season his last time up, and this time he gives the Seals their largest lead of the season by 3.
Yeah, Reese is having a much better second half than he did in the first half, along with Gavin. Those two are really sparking the Seals here in the second half.
Bastion forces the turnover there. Noggle gets the loose ball. Up ahead to Haddon. Haddon inside for George. Can't get the loose ball. Noggle almost had the board there, and Chrisman rips it away. 3.5 to go. Up ahead to Cox. Cox to Tomasaki. Back to Cox, and now Bellefonte slows things down. Jacob Corman inside. Offensive foul called against Jacob Corman.
Yeah, Corman turned and gave Spencer a little bit of forearm shiver. Spencer didn't do any acting. It was right in front of the referee, and he did elbow him. And a good call by the referee. I tell you what, though, the Red Raiders are doing what the Seals did in the first half. They're trying to force the ball into the paint, and that's where all these turnovers are happening.
Tyler Swineford back in for Blake Haddon. Seals leading by 3, and now a timeout called, full timeout called by Justin Kaiser with 3:22 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, now you might expect, like you were wondering if the Raiders were going to press, you might see that now. Well, the coach is still talking to the ref. We'll see if he sets up his press here. If you're Coach Kaiser, you're saying, hey, let's get ready for the press here. Offensively, hey, who do we want to have the ball here? Let's run our offense. Let's get good shots.
Hey, going back to Reese Noggle for a second, Ray, you mentioned how we started this game with 2 fouls early on in the first quarter. Hasn't had a personal foul since, and obviously the way he's responded to give the Seals the lead here in the late third quarter into the midway part of this fourth quarter really has just been fun to watch and very encouraging to see for the junior leading the way.
Yeah, Reese was very frustrated in the first half, had some calls that he didn't think went his way, and was hands in the air looking around like what's going on here, and he's really, like you said, come back and focused here and really stepping up for his team right now. And 3 minutes, 22 seconds left. They're going to need him to continue to focus.
Both teams looking for win number 1 on the year. Both lost their season openers. And also, even though it's only game 2 of the year for both these teams, you never know how things shape out later on in the year in 5A.
Yeah, this is a big game for both teams trying to get their first win. Both pretty evenly matched teams. So the team that executes down the stretch here is the team that's going to win.
And not a good possession for the Seals out of the timeout as they turn it over. That's the second time they've turned it over out of a timeout.
Yeah.
Chrisman was fouled before he drove baseline.
It won't matter. It'll be 2 shots regardless.
That's the 10th team foul on the Seals, so double bonus from here on out for Bellefonte. That is the second on Bastion. So 2 at the line now for Chrisman.
Yep, 0 for 2 on the night.
He's hit some shots, though. He knocks the first one down there.
Yeah, he has a nice jump shot for a big fella.
And he has a 3 on the night, too.
Yes, he does.
1 of 2, I believe. As Haddon checks back in. And as you said at the top, Ray, you'll let him shoot all day instead of try to beat you inside. But to his credit, he's made some shots here tonight. 1 of 2 there. Haddon able to wrestle away the rebound. Seals lead by 2.
Coach Kaiser calling off an offense. Again, just trying to get it and pass and execute their offense.
Haddon finds some room. Nice ball movement. Drives. Got it off the glass and good. Seals with their largest lead now at 4.
Smart play by Haddon. Chrisman has 4 fouls. Had to come out and guard him, and Haddon blew right by him.
And Bastion almost had the steal there as the Seals continue to give Bellefonte some fits with this 2-2-1 press, but they'll get Bastion, or no. Still waiting for the call here. I thought it was on Bastion.
It was Bastion, yeah. Yeah, Gavin went for the steal and kind of went through Chrisman trying to get to the ball.
Yeah, so that's Bastion's 3rd. Chrisman back at the free throw line for a pair.
Two for 5 on the night.
One for 2 again, and Swineford wrestles down the rebound.
Tyler Swineford doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's in there getting loose balls. He's in there getting rebounds.
Second game on the varsity level. Gets a pass here way off the mark from Bastion, but Bastion, good hustle as he was right place, right time to get the loose ball. Extra possession here now for the Seals as we approach the 2-minute mark.
Hey.
And that's stolen there by Eberling. Missed it there, but then Chrisman follows through with the dunk. And a timeout called by Rick Hall.
Yeah, careless ball control by the Seals. And what worse is they missed the initial shot. Nobody else ran, but Mr. Chrisman was there to follow it with the flush.
And you can't leave him there wide open under the basket like that. But the Seals still lead by 1. 1:53 to go. Big fourth quarter from Noggle. Blake Haddon with a key shot moments ago that put the Seals back up 4. But Chrisman's been able to get to the free throw line in 2 consecutive possessions and got the put back there, and Bellefonte back within 1.
Yeah, the Seals just need to, and I sound like a broken record here, Matt, they just need to execute their offense. Their picks are effective. When they're running those screens, they're getting guys open in the paint and they're getting good shots. They just can't force things. And defensively, right now it is, you got to know where Mr. Cox is. He's been very quiet, only 1-3 in the second half. And if I'm Coach Hall, I'm going to say, hey, let's get the ball to our hot guy, which is Derek Cox.
And protecting a slim lead, Ray, this is the time if you're Selinsgrove, you mentioned about executing the offense, this is the time you want to run your offense a couple of times and keep the ball moving, make them work, because you can also run the clock down and limit possessions left for Bellefonte.
Yes, we'll see if the Seals agree with any of that.
So they'll have the ball out of the timeout. And they've turned it over twice out of timeouts tonight. They need to change that if they want to try to win this game.
And we got kind of looks like a 3-2 zone. Hey, that's fine. Just work the ball around the perimeter. We'll let it take all the time we need.
And a timeout called by Justin Kaiser. And that's key too, because especially if you're going to go zone here, if you're Bellefonte, if you're Selinsgrove, Bellefonte's is 1 foul away from putting you in the double bonus as well from here on out.
Yeah, you have the lead with 1 point. Go ahead and play your 3-2 zone. We'll let the clock run out. Good timeout by Justin Kaiser. Paul Hamas drove the baseline and kind of got caught in the middle of nowhere, and Coach Kaiser alertly called the timeout to bail Gabe out on that. Seals should get a good open look on their inbounds play underneath. They've been doing that even against Trinity. They had some good looks off this inbounds play. So it'll be interesting to see if Spencer or Blake gets a good look off this. That's who they usually run it for, is the big guys here.
Exactly 90 seconds left here in regulation. Both teams looking for win number 1 on the year. Seals lead by 1. Noggle inbounds to Bastian. Bastian driving baseline, kicks it back out to Cataldi. Now to Noggle, and now the Seals can move the ball around again as Haddon brings it back up.
No hurry.
Noggle.
No hurry.
There you go. 1:15 to go. Seals continue to move the ball, and then it's stripped at George, able to hustle and get it back, and then puts it up for 2, and the Seals are leading by 3.
A good shot selection by Spencer. Looked like he almost lost it. Able to drive in and get an easy deuce.
And a good composure there from the senior. Down low. Under a minute to go in regulation. Seals lead by 3. Trying to get win number 1. Cox. Over to Eberling. Now Tomasaki. And work it back around to Cox. Got a Crispin inside, and then a call is going to be here against Blake Haddon.
Yeah, Blake, a ticky-tack call, but it was a call. Blake had his hand on the middle of Crispin's back.
And that's it for Blake Haddon. Yeah. That's his 5th.
Yep.
And a loss there for the Seals the rest of the way, and Swineford will come in. And Crispin at the line for 2.
Seals got to worry about breaking the press here. First of all, if he misses, get the rebound, but if he makes it, press should be coming.
And now a timeout call by Rick Hall after the first one's made by Crispin.
Yeah, Coach Kaiser needs to figure out who we want to get the ball here. Either way, they're going to have the lead. So A, break the press, and then B, who do we want to put on the foul line? Because if the Seals do break the press, the Raiders are going to foul and put the Seals on the line.
And of course, I'm sure Justin Kaiser is reminding his guys, keep the ball in the middle. Avoid the corners.
Yeah, and plus, hey, we have timeouts. I don't have the track of timeouts, but I think they have at least 2 left. So, hey, if you're in trouble, yell timeout. Of course, I'm going to yell timeout as the coach too, but and that's another thing that Coach Kaiser should be doing is, ref, make sure you have an eye on me because I'm going to be calling timeout if we're in trouble.
Right. Justin Kaiser in his 2nd season, looking to see his team get win number 1. They try to escape here with a W on the road. Chrisman at the line for one more. And he missed it. Up in the air. Bastian rips down the rebound. He's had some key rebounds, too, in the second half. Now the Seals got to try to break this up and get to the free throw line. Bastian will as he gets it across to Noggle. And now a timeout called by Justin Kaiser. 30 seconds left.
Okay, now we got to set screens, get the ball, and now with 30 seconds to go, down 2. If you don't get anything off the trap, if you're Bellefonte, you're going to try to trap whatever way. If you don't get anything off the trap, you got to foul. And the Seals, who do you want? You want probably Noggle and Bastian on the line shooting the foul shots. So look for the screens for those guys, get them the ball, and hey guys, you're going to get hit as soon as you get it.
Got to protect the ball.
They got to protect it because they may or may not call it. We used to teach when we're down in this situation, anything below the elbow is fair game. Go for it. So you don't actually have to hit the ball, hit the elbow, and sometimes it gets called and sometimes it doesn't. So the Seals have to be really strong with the ball here.
Both these teams 0-1, trying to get win number 1 on the year. The Seals did not have a lead coming into the season so far into this one. Finally got the lead from Reese Noggle on the free throw line at 43-42.
That was at 5:22 in the fourth quarter.
And the Seals have been able to hold the lead since. Bellefonte's come back within 1 a couple of times, but the Seals have held the lead from that point and are 30 seconds away.
Cataldi into the game, another ball handler, another good foul shooter for the Seals.
And he's hit some big shots in this game too. And now we got a little tangle up here between Bastian and Ebeling. Official comes over to chat with them about that.
Yeah, Gavin as a wide receiver doesn't like the defensive back on his body.
Bastian, nice move on Ebeling to get across. Overhead to Swineford, and now Bellefonte will try to foul. Great execution by Selinsgrove. I think that's probably the best that they've done out of a timeout and executing right there, and now they get themselves to the free throw line.
Yes, I totally agree with one thing. We have a rookie on the foul line. We'll see. All right, Mr. Swineford. Bases loaded and 2 outs. You got to get that last out, buddy. We'll see what kind of a foul shooter Tyler Swineford is.
But that's why you bring a good point, Ray. That's why if you're Justin Kaiser, you bring a guy like Tyler Swineford in who's been in these situations. This guy's a state champion in baseball, and he's been in that stage twice.
Yeah, let's hope Ty can convert both here.
Gets the roll. Wow.
Yeah, never a doubt.
Swineford just had 2 points against Trinity. That was late in the ball game. This is his first set of free throws this season.
Yes.
And it's come in a very big spot. And Swineford misses the second, so Bellefonte can still tie with a 3. 20 seconds left in regulation. Chrisman for the tie. No! Noggle with the rebound, and Bellefonte fouls.
Great rebound. Chrisman had a really good look at it. Great rebound by Noggle, and now he's going to the line to make it a 2-possession game.
Big set of free throws here for the Seals.
Yep, Seals need 1 here. And
now,
everybody talking, hey, you do not want to foul here. All right, let's just play solid defense. Keep them in front of you. Do not foul.
Now, Chrisman had a good look, but you got to think that was surprising that wasn't in Cox's hands.
Yeah, I kind of thought too, well, maybe it was, with the time being as little as possible, hey, take the first good shot you get.
But Noggle missed the first. So you got to make this one to make it a 2-possession game. 14 seconds left.
Big shot for Reese here. Give his team their first win of the year.
The man who gave the Seals their first lead of the season makes it a 4-point game. 14 seconds to go. Bellefonte will have to hurry quickly, and now an official's timeout. I think the clock may have not started as they inbound the ball, I think. There was like a slight hesitation. The clock was at 14.3, so yeah, now they're going to check the clock.
Yeah, a little bit tardy on the clock there, so all right, down to 11 seconds. And that's probably an advantage for the Red Raiders here to get the clock stopped because now they can set up one of their side plays and they can get a good look. Seals again need to box out, rebound. One basket isn't going to do it for you, isn't going to lose it for you.
Even to 3.
Yes.
Inbound to Luke Fisher. Fisher over to Cox. Cox for 3. Short. Kept alive, though, and a big collision there by a couple of Red Raiders. Bastion has it, and that is going to do it. The Selinsgrove Seals have come on the road to earn win number 1 on the year.
Great comeback for the Seals. Great second half. Much needed win for the Selinsgrove Seals.
What a gutsy effort in this fourth quarter by the Selinsgrove Seals, who win it 53-49 to improve to 1-1 on the year and get a key win as well in 5A play against Bellefonte.
Yeah, that was just a great comeback, and they did it with Blake Haddon on the bench. A couple guys banged up there, and what a gutty performance, especially by Reese Noggle, Gavin Bastion down the stretch there. Those guys really stepped up in the second half. And just caused all kinds of havoc on the press, along with Nate Cataldi. Did a great job, and just a really good team effort. We talked about Luke Piazzu at the beginning of the game, really sparking the Seals off the bench, and great win for Justin Kaiser and the Seals.
You think of it compared to last year, big picture, Ray. This team didn't get their first win of the year until the second half of last season. You get win number 1 on the road in come-from-behind fashion on game number 2. You vastly improve, of course, from game 1 to game 2, but this team's confidence now is probably sky high with what they can do now the rest of this season.
Yeah, that'll be a nice bus ride home for the Seals, and you're absolutely right. Headed into Mifflin County tomorrow and trying to maybe get 2 in a row, and then a big week next week with a good Hughesville team and most likely a very good Wilkesboro team. So this was a very big, you don't want to say must win in the second game of the season, but it was. They needed this win tonight for their psyche and for their overall record. So, yeah, compared to last year, Matt, you're absolutely right. Huge win.
And also, too, I think the biggest thing is, execution still can be better, but when it needed to be, especially in the inbounds late in the final minute of this fourth quarter, it was to perfection, and that is also big for this team going forward.
Yeah, a lot of sloppy play, especially in the first half, but they overcame their mistakes and found a way to win, and that goes a long, long way. So, and a good job. You just, anytime you go on a long bus ride and get a 3-point victory or 4-point victory it was, take it and run.
Absolutely. Well, if you want to tally up the final numbers there, Ray, a quick recap of this one. We'll just jump straight to the Steels were trailing by as many as 9 in this game, and that was late in the first half before you had the 3 from Nathan Cataldi to make it a 6-point game, 27-21 going into the half. And then the Seals kept getting within 4, kept getting within 2, finally get over the hump as Reese Noggle hit a pair of free throws to give Selinsgrove its first lead of the season at 43-42, and the Seals never relinquished the lead from there, and they find a way to grind it out and get a big 53-49 win here against the Bellefonte Red Raiders here tonight. The Seals now 1-1 on the year, and Bellefonte falls to 0-2 on the season, and the Seals can ride this momentum back at home in the Grove tomorrow night as they try to get their first home win of the year, as they will host the Mifflin County Huskies tomorrow night in Selinsgrove. So the final numbers for you, quarter by quarter, was 15-7 Bellefonte, 14-12 Selinsgrove, 13-12 Selinsgrove in the third quarter. And for the fourth quarter, it was 19-10 in favor of the Seals. And individually, you had Spencer George leading all scorers once again for the second straight game with 12 points on the night, including a 3, 10 on the night for Blake Haddon, 9 for Reese Noggle, 8 for Gavin Bastion, 4 for Luke Piazzu, who again was just tremendous on both ends of the floor tonight, 8 for Nate Cataldi, including 2 threes, and then 1 point for Tyler Swineford as he helped close it out on the free throw line, scoring for the Seals.
Yeah, 13 points off the bench for the Seals. That's a good effort, much better. And they'll need to continue to do that with this for success for the team. So good job by the bench tonight.
Especially on both sides of the floor right there. And over for Bellefonte, they have 2 guys in double fix tonight. 17 from Derek Cox, who was just tremendous. 13 of those, though, came in the first half, so he was quiet in the second half for the most part. Cole Crispin with 12 on the night. He was held in check fairly for the most part. Luke Fisher with 7. Alex Eberling with 4. And Doug Corman with 5. Jacob Corman with 4. Those are the final numbers individually for the Bellefonte Red Raiders. So, Ray, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. It'll be myself and Greg Wetzel tomorrow night from Mifflin County. But tomorrow night's going to be an interesting game to see how the Seals come out and ride this momentum right off the bat 24 hours later.
Yeah, go home, have a bus ride. You're going to be home a little late, get all your homework done for the next day, and be ready to go. It looks like Blake, we thought might have been a little shaken up with a knee issue there, but he seems to be fine. Val Barraleros seems to be okay with his shoulder.
Right.
So I think they're walking off the court healthy and go right back at it again tomorrow and try to fix some of the things that they can be better at and keep doing the things that they're good at.
First victory of the year for the Selinsgrove Seals as they escape with a victory here tonight in Bellefonte, 53-49. We want to remind you this broadcast is available anytime on the SBC Sports Live and SBC Sports Live 2 YouTube channels, as are all of our past football, basketball, and wrestling broadcasts. Don't forget to click subscribe to know when our broadcasts go live. You can also keep up with the schedule by following SBC Sports Live on Facebook. Once again, the final score, it is Selinsgrove 53 and Bellefonte 49. The technical director of today's broadcast has been Elizabeth DeRoba. Our videographer and executive producer is Kevin Herr. Our next Seals broadcast will be tomorrow night as the Seals host Mifflin County at 7:30. Seals basketball and SBC Sports Live has been a presentation of SBC Media Partners. So for my partner Ray Moyer, I'm Matt Catrillo. We'll see you next